All right, everybody. So excited to have you all join us today for our email templates webinar. My name is Victoria, and I'm the head of customer support and onboarding with PunchPass. And I'm always so excited when we have a new feature to share and just to talk about how it works and also go through some of the examples of real world reasons why you and your studio might want to start using the tool and how it can help you out. So just as a heads up, we're going to start right now, and we're going to do questions at the end. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the chat and send them in as we're going. We'll get to them at the end. If you, for whatever reason, have to jump off, you have another event, something you have to get to, that's no problem. We always, if you sign up for the event, for the webinars, we will always send out a recording afterwards. So you can always check it out there. Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So again, really excited to talk about email templates with y'all today. Just in terms of some basics, what the email template feature is the ability to create a saved email, whether it's content or design or a combination of both. And when you go to email people, when you're using PunchPass, you'll be able to select that template and send it to people. So it's going to hopefully save some time. So today we're going to talk through how to set that up, how it works, where within PunchPass you can use it, and all the different availabilities you have. We're going to talk through a couple different examples, show off some of the sort of email features that we have available that really work kind of nicely when in combination with the email templates. So I think you'll get a really good sense of that. And at the very end, if you manage to stick it out with me, I hope you do, we'll talk about what's coming next and where, kind of why we decided to start with email templates and where we're going next. So I'm excited. Let's jump on in. So in terms of why we might want to use the email templates and how they might benefit us, the first thing is that it's really about a one-time setup. You get to create your email template and then you can use it on an ongoing basis. So you're not constantly starting from scratch when you have an email you want to send to a lot of different types of customers at different times. Awesome. You can save it, set it up once, and then you can just constantly use it with a lot less time in terms of, starting an email from scratch. The also thing, the cool thing about it, and I think I'll kind of show you an example, is the ability to kind of add your own custom design. So every time you send a message through PunchPass, you might want to have a header or a footer or something about the email design that you can use over and over and over again. And that can kind of just sort of keep your branding consistent. So every time people communicate with you, it's going to look, the same. There's also options for personalization. So we're going to talk about variables in a little bit. I know it sounds mathy, but it won't be, I promise. But we get to use different pieces of information from your customers so that when the email goes out, you don't have to say hey, everyone, or hi, folks. You can use their name or, specific details about them. So that can be a little bit more helpful. And then it's also trying to, kind of make marketing processes a little bit easier for you, because there might be some things you've wanted to do, like reach out to people when they achieve something, or contact people on their birthdays, or just, when something happens, you want to reach out to people, and maybe just it's felt a little bit too time consuming and too manual to do. So hopefully this process is going to make it a lot faster and easier for you to do some of these marketing campaigns through PunchPass. So getting into a little bit more about the email templates before we jump into the live demo. This is what, so if you go to manage settings, you're going to all see this email templates option a little bit further down on your screen. And this is where you'll go to create them. Yes, you get to create your own. It's like a real blank slate for you to work with. So hopefully that will be inspiring, but we'll still give you some examples and some ideas if you're not really sure how to use it. Because we save them, we're giving you super easy access to anything you create. Every time you go to send an email in PunchPass, you'll be able to select from your list of templates. It's your custom design and content. And not only do you get to customize the content for your email template, like when you're setting it up, but every time you send it out, if you want to then customize something within it before you actually send it, you can do that. So you're not stuck with it. And then I'm going to show you a little bit about those variables in terms of, using it and sending it to your customers in a way that's personal to them. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into how to set up an email template. So I'm going to jump on in here and get into my account so we can talk through it. All right. So here we are in my account. I'm just going to view a little bit, zoom in just a little bit more, so it might be a little easier for y'all to see. So the first thing I'm going to do is head into Manage Settings. We're going to scroll down to here we have our email templates. Click on that. So I have a few already set up. I'll show you those in a moment, but I want to walk through creating one with you first. So the first one that we think a lot of people probably would want to use or be interested in is setting up like a welcome email. So when you have someone new sign up, setting up the email that's going to be like, hey, welcome to the studio. Here's some information you might want to have. And kind of, again, making that a little personal. So I'm going to go ahead and click to create a new email template. So we scroll down here. The first thing is giving a name to it. This is not something that your customers are going to see. This is just going to be what you're going to call it, so that when you're looking to select a template, what are you going to recognize it by? So for this example, we're going to do welcome email. Then we have a subject option. So we're going to do, this is my demo account, Two Lights Movement Studio. So we might send like just an easy subject to kind of hopefully make them click on it. And you can customize that. You can also, as you can see, our variables are over on our right-hand side. We'll talk about every single one that we have in a moment, but just to kind of show you, but you can copy and paste, which is great and very convenient. But yes, so you can include that in the subject. You can also include that in the content for this template. So you could just start typing right away. Life is good. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add my custom header that I've created. So you can drag and drop, or you can click here and select your header. I'm going to add mine. Upload that. There we go. So for example, at my studio, this is our branding, and we have this at the top of every one of our emails. So this is how we would do that. Just quickly create this template here, add my image, so that'll be the top of any email that I send out if I want to. That's one way to use templates, but specifically for this one, it's our welcome email. So again, we could start by typing in here and creating that message. One thing I also like to encourage people to do, if you're, kind of looking to create content and make your life a little bit easier, or you may have been doing this already. If you have your content, well, I got to log back in. Oh, that's fun. Wow, that's not good. That's okay. We'll just type it out. I don't mind. If you have it saved in a separate document, you can always copy and paste it over, but we don't have to do that. We can copy and paste from here. So I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to say hi first name. That's why I'm going to start this email off. And I can say, welcome to the studio. We're so excited to have you join us. And then you might want to include information that people might need to know when they're coming to your studio. Directions, what to wear or bring. If you have any arrive arrive X minute, 15 minutes early, schedule, schedule directions, anything you might want people to know as they're signing up for your studio, enter that text here, contact us if you have questions. So you can set up your message and any kind of content you want to include there. So we would have a nicer email, but we're just testing it out. And then the nice thing is, as you set up your message and kind of how you want it to look, you can always preview and test it. So I'm going to click preview and test. I can select a customer and say, here, I want to test it out with this customer's example. If you decide to send a test email, it's not going to go to that customer. It's going to go to the account email that you have. So here we have an example. We can see the variable working for their name. Life is good. There's the email. All right. And I can go ahead and save my template. So now I have a couple different email templates here. I'm going to click into my customers list. And if you don't know, we have this lovely area called new customers. And so as people sign up for your, for accounts with you, you can always check this list and say, oh, we have somebody who signed up today. I love it. It wasn't intentional at all. And I'm going to go ahead and select them and say email selected customers. So for every time, once you start setting up templates, you're going to have this option right at the top as you're sending emails. Select a template. I'm going to click this drop down. And here we have our welcome email. This is going to auto populate. I can take a look at it. I can preview it here. So I can see the preview every time. And then I can go ahead and click to send. Again, great. So that's kind of a quick and easy walkthrough of how that template feature works. You'll notice if I went back into my settings here, I set up one that's just email with header. And I can add my own subject. And all I did was just include like a little hi and my my header here. So what's nice about this is that anytime I'm going to send an email out, maybe I'm going to email all of my customers. And then it's nice. I don't have to add anything new. I can just say like, I can add my own, May 2023 newsletter. So we could start from here and just, hey, we have our content or design the way we want it. And then you could say, copy and paste the information here, type your information in here, send an email out. So it's really kind of built to just, you get to set them up and then you can go in as you're working through the system or as you have other things you want to do. You can go in and send emails at any time based on those templates. All right. Apparently I do have to sign back in. I don't know how I got signed out, but that's okay. We'll jump right back in. Here we go. All right. So I wanted to talk about the different customer variables available to you. These ones are every time you're setting up a template, they're going to be listed over on the right-hand side. So customer name, that's pretty good. If you check out our support document on setting up email templates, we have an example with the birthday. So if you're celebrating people's birthdays, if you give them maybe a special pass or some kind of offer or just want to say hi, you can set that up and include their actual birth date in the message. We're going to talk about attendances count in a video example I have coming up, but there's just some details that you could have auto-populate in the email messages that you send out through our templates. So that way, I think the biggest ones are the name, because I think a lot of people really are looking for customization and not having to use a general term, getting to use their exact name as they've added it into the system so that you can, again, it kind of comes a little across more personal, a little bit more friendly of a voice, maybe by saying like, hi, Jan, instead of, hey, everybody. I think, depending on your voice and your message that you want to get out, I think customizing it with the names can be really helpful. But what are other things we can do with these? So I mentioned newsletter template. I think that's what a lot of people end up using the email all customers feature for. So that's definitely an easy one. We walked through a welcome email example. We're going to talk about an attendance achievement and a future example. But what is kind of cool is that the system can calculate how many attendances people have completed. So if you have any people you want to kind of reward your regulars, the people who come back again and again, maybe you're offering a special discount code, maybe you just want to share how awesome it is that they've attended 50 classes with you. That's something that you could use. Birthdays I already mentioned again, but that's a big one that people usually like to celebrate. As I mentioned, you can have just a save design for any message that you send out, whether you're sending out a cancellation or whether you're messaging people to let them know about a special workshop. You can just save that, your custom design, the way that you want emails to look when they come from PunchPass to your customers, and you can use it every time. Going through and sending out special offers. So if you have like a regular, kind of, hey, when we have an event this time of year, we send out this message. Or if we have members, people sign up for a membership, they also get a discount code off of regular passes or special events. Then you can set up that message. And then anytime someone signs up for a new membership, send them that membership offer. So it's a way to, directly communicate with your customers, share that information out. And then you can always send out like a post-class email or a pre-class email. Again, could be any time, but a lot of times people, kind of want to say like, oh, we might want to message people about, how was the class, send them a link to a Google review, just kind of have any additional communication. And if that's something consistent and the information you'd send out again and again and again, you might want to set up a template for that and use that, which is kind of cool. There are a lot of different places that you can send custom emails from in PunchPass. I definitely wanted to cover this because I think sometimes we miss some of the opportunities. The first, of course, email all customers. This is a classic one. It's probably a lot of you are familiar with. Hopefully you're also familiar with the fact that you can email everyone in a class. So whether it's pre-class or post-class, you can send out an email. So if there's information you need them to know before the class, send it out. Information you want to share with them after the class, you can send that out. And again, these can be used for, your templates, but you could also use them any other time. I really wanted to highlight reports because I think sometimes we miss how we can really contact different groups of people. And the best way to do this is often using the reports feature, because there are so many reports, you can see this list here, where I can drill down and find a group of customers that I specifically want to contact. So I mentioned memberships, the memberships report, great way to contact everyone who has a membership or everyone on a specific membership. Maybe I want to send a message to everyone who has a pass expiring soon and we're offering something special. Could do that. Maybe I want to email everyone who attends classes with a particular instructor and send out a special email template related to that instructor. Maybe that instructor's, running a special, kind of regular event, and you want to let those people know specifically. Easy way to kind of pull that. If you have maybe you have a special message you want to send out to people every time they no show or late cancel. You want to use that report and an email template to work with that. You could do that as well. So there's definitely a lot of different options, but I just wanted to let you know how everyone has the option to use the reports, drill down and find a group of people and send a message directly to them. So for an example, our customer attendance report, pull those people, select them, and email them. I also wanted to mention two different ways to, filter through your customer list and send messages. And these are specific to the Redwood plan currently. So if, excuse me, if you're using the Redwood plan, you have the option to tag your customers. So for example, if you have very specific kind of silos of customers, like, hey, these are in this level versus this level, or, we really want to specifically single out, these are our dance, clients, and these are our yoga and meditation clients, and we want to separate them because we want to send them very different messages. You could use the customer tagging feature that's available on Redwood. You can search for and sort by tags, then select them and email those customers specifically. This is also an option if you're using Redwood based on custom fields. So the Redwood plan offers an intake form feature. And with that intake form, you can provide like open fields or different specific fields that you want to pull information about clients from. So you ask them to input information. And then with the custom field search, you can search for those particular customers. You'll notice here we've selected people who would like to be added to our mailing list. So you could create that as a question and then email from there. So that's another feature on Redwood that you can use to select certain customers and send an email out from there. If you are using emails within PunchPass, I wanted to kind of show you a little bit more about that. In your speaking of reports, so within PunchPass, there are 2 email reports. For what we're talking about with email templates and custom emails, I really am going to focus mostly on the client messages report. What I like about this report, you'll see the messages that we've sent. You can click into that message. You can see the content of the email, which is nice. And you'll also see, if this wasn't a fake account, we'd see the delivery and the open report. So you'd see the time it's delivered as well as date and time of open. If it wasn't a test account, we would see that information if I sent it to a real person. But that's one way that you can pull that information. The other thing that's kind of cool, in case you didn't know, is if I go look at my customer that we just sent that email to, under the emails, I can, if this was an email we customized, I have a little link here and I can click right into that email and access it. What I also wanted to mention is sometimes people are worried about where replies to these emails will go. The nice thing is that if a customer replies to any emails that are sent directly through PunchPass, it's actually going to be sent to you. So whichever email address you have under your general settings area is the email that people will reply to. So when they reply, it's going to go to that email address. So if you aren't sure you're getting the messages you want or replies you want, make sure you just adjust that under general settings. Pull this back up. And I know I mentioned a couple features like customer tagging, intake forms, custom field search, and I didn't mention home screen, but it's just another extra bonus. If you're interested in checking out the Redwood plan, please reach out to us. You can email us, support@punchpass.com. You can also message us in the chat. So if you're like, hey, now that I can send these kind of custom email templates, they're looking nice, and I really want to organize my customer list a little different or be able to kind of sort and pull for certain people for very specific things, then definitely let us know. We're happy to give you the Redwood trial so you can check it out and see if it's the right fit for you. All right, so now talking a lot about emails, talking about reports, talking about sorting through the different customer lists that we have. I wanted to show an example of how you can do that within a report. I took a recording of this one, so let's check it out. So for this example of sending an email template from a report, I'm going to head into reports. And for this example, we are celebrating a customer's 40th attendance. Maybe that's a special thing we're going to promote and send out a special offer for. So I've set up the email template already. I'm just going to click into my report. I'm going to go into the customer attendances report. And I'm going to set my date range. I love just typing it in, make my life easy, and click apply and run report.
And I can at the top sort by the total number of attendances. And here we have our customer who's celebrating 40 attendances. I'm going to go ahead and email them. And right here we have the template available. So that auto-populates the subject. We have the email here with our header that we've added, custom variables, we've included a link, and this is available. We can make adjustments here if we want to change any of the text. We can do that. We can send a preview or check out a preview. Looks good. We can go ahead and click send and send out that email to them. Confirm, and that'll go out.
So I just wanted to show an example of like, we can pull a custom variable, we can use that, then we can set up our email template and say like, here's exactly how we want to celebrate you and your attendance milestone. And then, yeah, even include a discount code or a link to a pass. You can even send a link to a pass that already has a discount code applied. So you really kind of, really use the email templates kind of however you want. And if you want to send them to specific groups of people, using the reports, I think is one of the best ways to kind of filter out and find those people where it's applicable. So email templates are awesome. I'm so excited about them. I think it's a really nice way to make the custom emails you send through PunchPass a little bit, smarter, a little bit more brand focused, and hopefully make some of those like marketing things that you've maybe wanted to do but have decided it's a little bit too strenuous to actually maybe consider doing them. Like maybe you're like, oh, we would like to do a birthday thing, but who has the time? And maybe just like, hey, if you can go into your account, see the birthdays for the month and just send them the email template, maybe that's going to be an easier process for you. However, I have a feeling I know what people are going to be like, well, wouldn't it be really cool if some of these things just happened and I didn't have to send them out manually every time and go and find these people? So we are very excited because this is what our team is working on. Email templates was kind of step one for us. We wanted to be able to make sure we could set these up and have these variables and have them work. So we hope you'll use them. We hope you'll check them out. We hope you'll set up some and play around with it and see how the variables work for you. But what we are currently working on, what our team is actively working on right now, is automations, the ability to, for example, when somebody signs up for the account, automatically send them that welcome email template. So, we don't have all the specifics yet. We're probably going to launch with, some options and then, keep building on it as we like to do. We're really excited because in addition to email templates already being pretty slick, I think once we add the automations factor, people are going to be really excited about how much, PunchPass can really help in terms of some of your marketing campaigns and some of your goals. So we don't have that live right yet. That's just something that our team is actively working on. Email templates was step one, and we're currently working on the next part of the process. So we are all really excited about it. We think that email templates are working great. And then in combination with automations, I think a lot of you and your marketing efforts are going to be pretty unstoppable. So excited about that. I do think we have some questions in the chat. We don't currently have a limitation on number of templates, so have fun. I think it probably starts to become a little overwhelming if I go back into, if when we go to send a message, for example, email customers, and I go and click in the templates, if you have like a lot to scroll through here, it might be a little less convenient for you. So you might want to just, kind of be mindful of that. But that's something coming up. Yes. So they're not currently automated, but we're working on it. We are definitely working on the automation option. So we'll keep you posted. Let's see here. Yes, great question. We had something, someone asked about, can people unsubscribe? So legally, we do, as we, are using, an email service that sends out group emails. There is an unsubscribe option. People can manage their own subscription. They are able to click the unsubscribe button. If they do click unsubscribe and they change their mind, just going to give you a heads up that this sometimes happens, or they click it accidentally and don't realize that they've unsubscribed, you can either direct your customer to find an old email from you and manage their email preferences. That's a button that's within every custom email that gets sent out through PunchPass. So they can click manage and then resubscribe themselves. Or you can reach out to us. If you confirm from them that they want to resubscribe, you can reach out to us with their email address and we'll help resubscribe them. Had a question about creating a newsletter with multiple images and story boxes. Yes, so within PunchPass and within both the emails and the email templates, let me just move here with our email templates. There are, the option to add multiple images. So, if you want to create more than just like a header and you want to say, I want to upload this image, I want to upload this image, I want to upload this image, you can do that. Is it as sophisticated as we can make like a real like drag and drop and design it a little bit more fancy? Probably not as advanced as maybe like MailChimp has to offer. But in terms of adding, creating image, you can create images on your own and add them here, or you could set up like your full page newsletter image and upload it. That's certainly an option. But if you want to just add, add an image and then add some text and add an image and add some text, you can definitely do that within the email template or within any of the custom email options. But that was a great question. Awesome. All right, I think that's all the questions we currently have. Let me give it another moment to see if anyone has anything else. Oh, this is a question. Can you search for email templates without scrolling? I am going to find out now. We're going to find out together because I'm curious. Email all customers. Let me see. Yes, you can. So if you have a long list and you don't want to scroll, cool. As I start typing, then the big thing is just knowing the names of your templates. So that's just something that you're going to have to keep in mind. So when we set up an email template and we go to set it up, the name is going to be how you identify it. So you're going to want to make sure that that's pretty, makes perfect sense to you, because those are what you're going to use for that search. This is a good question. Can individual teachers create their own templates? So we don't have the option. Well, it sort of depends. In terms of where you set up the templates, that is under the manage settings tool. So those are going to be the only people who have access to that area do have admin level access. So that's just something to keep in mind. But your instructors are going to be able to have access if they have restricted level access or admin level access. They'll be able to email your customers. So you can set up the templates and say, maybe I want to set up a template and say like, this is like email from Victoria, so that I can save it and make sure like, oh, it looks customized from me. So for instance, if you have like a header with a headshot, and so it's really obvious it's coming from that particular instructor, you could certainly do that. Also had a question about newsletters and integrating with other email tools. So yes, we have integration with MailChimp. So if you go to manage settings and click on integrations, we have the option to directly integrate with MailChimp. So basically anyone who gets added to your customer list on PunchPass will automatically get added to the list you select for your MailChimp. So that is, that's basically how that works. It's kind of a one-way. They get added on PunchPass, they get added to your MailChimp list. So that's how that integration works. So if you do use MailChimp or want to use MailChimp for your emails, you certainly can. So pros and cons of using PunchPass versus MailChimp. I'd say, again, I think one of the big things with MailChimp is, I think they do have some they have a lot more advanced email like templates set up. Like, I think they might provide you a little bit more tools. A lot of what you're doing with PunchPass is like you might create like an image or something for yourself using a different tool. For instance, I use Canva. I really like their templates to make different images, and they have a lot of stuff that I use for social media too. So I kind of like them. But so it's kind of using multiple tools to then use PunchPass. So I kind of set up and create my images, and then I put them into PunchPass for my email templates. If you're using MailChimp, I think they might have just a little bit more in terms of like design. And I think they also, do a little bit more when it comes to, you kind of your email campaigns, and you might have like drip campaigns that go out like every X number of days. Obviously, as we start to look forward to our automations, there's probably going to be some things that PunchPass is able to do that you can't do in MailChimp. They might be something like that. This is a good question. Can you create a usable link in a Canva design, or does the link have to be in the body of the email? I have to check in on that. I'm not entirely sure. That is a good question. So basically the question is, if I create a link in an image file, will that file work from an email template, or will that link work? I am not entirely sure, so I'll have to test that out and get back to you. Luckily, I have the ability to do that. I do know that, if I click on an image, I can in PunchPass insert a link. Okay, so that I can, so here's like the image, I can insert a link here, add my link. Can say if it's on a new tab. So that way, if someone clicks on the image, it will go to that link. So I'll have to test that out with other image designs to see if that works if you copy them into PunchPass. So I'm not sure, but we can find out. But you can also, again, add a link to an image in PunchPass. All right. I love this. These have been great questions, everybody. I so appreciate this. I feel like we're all learning a lot. Right. Well, if I don't hear any more, that's totally fine. If questions come up, as you're using the tool, or if you walk away from the webinar and you come back and you think about it and you have another question that comes up, that's great. Just feel free to reach out. Our chat from the homepage is always hanging out in the bottom right-hand screen. You could always message us, support@punchpass.com. We're so happy to have you there. Okay, someone did come in with one more question. If you don't use Redwood, how can you email several clients? So the only thing about Redwood that I wanted to highlight is that we have this tags option with Redwood. So if you tag people, I don't have any examples right now of tags, but if you can, in a customer account, add a tag. So that's one way that you can kind of sort your groups of people or your customer list, if you'd like, to kind of give them like kind of different groups and use the tags to contact people specifically, or the intake form and having custom fields. But you don't need to do that to email multiple customers at once. Again, I can email all customers. I could select customers from this list and email them. I can use, we talked about the reports feature. I can go in and, everyone who's attended in May, I'm going to select all of them and email all of them. So you can email a group of customers, at once, from your other plans. You don't have to have Redwood for that. Let's see. Awesome. Well, I would just go ahead and thank you all so much for joining and for coming in here for our webinar on email templates. I hope you'll check them out and give them a try. Let us know what you think. We love to get feedback on new features as we launch them. I know our team worked really hard on them, and they're still working hard on the next step. So if you do have feedback for us or questions, as always, please reach out, let us know. We love interacting with you. We love hearing from you, and anything we can do to, again, continue to make PunchPass a tool that you want to use every day. We'd like to make that happen for you. So if anything else comes up, please feel free to reach out, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for joining, and good luck with your emails.